Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. I was too busy. I was looking at my reflection, in the mirror. Hey. Just, I'm being silly. Although I probably shouldn't have done that. That was very triggering for me as a recovering stimulant addict. But I don't do drugs anymore. Yep. The days of stimulant abuse are behind me. But that's not what this one is about this time. It's about, always a little bit, but it's about the abuse of others. See this fancy little jacket I'm wearing? Aside from maybe my bicycle, it's probably the most expensive asset I own. And you know me, Groucho Marx over here. I got this in 2017. So it was summer 2017, which would have been my official Trinity 5-year reunion. Now, again, I should have been class of 2010, so I showed up in 2015, as I'll get to maybe later, as if it was my 5-year. I would show up to every reunion as if it was my reunion from when I had graduated until 2017, pretty much. So, I decided to, a chip on my shoulder, and I had a decent enough job, and I'm pip, I'm pip. So I want to show up there, based on all of it. And, clearly I have a really hate relationship with Trinity College, particularly the fraternities, particularly with St. Anthony's Hall, as this is all about. But still, there's a part of me that made friends there and just wanted to let people, just see that I'm the suave one. I'm the, hey, how's it going, bros? And go to the hall. That was my thing. I had never stepped foot inside the St. Anthony's Hall castle, so I needed to step foot inside that castle then. What was I going to do when I was going to get in there? I didn't play that for real. So, I get this nice suit. Again, spending a good chunk of an entire paycheck just on, came with shoes, but it's like just this fancy ass fucking Italian hand fucking stitched suit jacket. So I could, but still, and even the dude was like, it's a little loud. I'm like, that's what I want, man. I want it nice and loud, man. Just like me, brother. So, at the end of, I think it was the Saturday night of the reunion, and I'd been taking advantage, I paid for my ticket, I was taking advantage of the free drinks, I wasn't doing this kind of nose candy anymore. But to make up for, I think, my brain, I was drinking the most I'd ever really been drinking. Nice beers, I could afford it, but a lot of nice high-proof beers. Smoking high-potency weed. So, still a bit of a fever dream. But yeah, I end up inside. I penetrate the perimeter, finally, of the St. Anthony Hall castle that I walked by yesterday. I don't know who I went there with. It was late, but usually during the regular days, there weren't summer reunion, trust me. The parties at St. Anthony's Hall would start at 4 a.m. But I'm in there, not in their little basement where the real shit would happen, or up in the rooms, but in the little entrance area. They'd prop the door open enough so that they made sure they would protect their assets sometimes. But there I am, alone, the bone collector. And what do I find? Just sitting on a mantle, not like you've displayed prominently, just this little fucking tusk. Now, at the time, I'm real fucking wasted, as I've established. So I'm like Derek Zoolander, they killed the baby elephant or the last unicorn. Could it have been a narwhal? Don't get me wrong, these are sick fucks who would they would do that if they could, the Donald Trumps, the fake fucking hunters that will show up, maybe even pay some Mandingo-looking motherfucker to fucking kill the fucking creature for them. And then they'll pose with it, and then they'll take the fucking bones and the fucking heads like they would display, and, But I get it. I get this from them, and I did a little bit of research. I believe it is a walrus tusk, which is interesting, and I haven't seen the movie, but there's apparently a Kevin Smith 2014 kind of horror comedy called Tusk, about this weird, eccentric, kind of rich dude who like obsesses over this fucking walrus friend he had. So like he like grotesquely tortures people. He makes this person like he makes people into animals. He makes people into these grotesque. I've seen a couple clips. It looks like it's a movie I dig, but I didn't watch it. These motherfuckers had this in there. Well, they had it in there. I almost don't even like to carry it with me. It just feels like it just emanates raw evil. As the building, specifically, like I said, Trinity in general is a sort of cancer, but St. Anthony's Hall is the cancer of the cancer, Like, I was Jesse Pinkman. Cleo was Walter White. St. Anthony's Hall is Jack and Todd, okay? The Nazis from the 5th season. Hollowed Halls and Ivory Towers, Part 1. These skull and bones will shout. I don't have the time to get into all the details about secret societies and the Masons and, maybe later I'll do it a little bit more. But St. Anthony's Hall as a name, St. Anthony's. So St. Anthony's Hall in Hartford was one of, I think there's maybe 9 that still exist, but there used to be many subdivisions of the St. Anthony Hall, which goes back to 1847, I believe. 1847, Skull and Bones, as you know, it was formed in Yale in 1832. So, St. Anthony's Hall is one of the oldest secretive societies within the United States, They had members who fought against each other in the Civil War, It is a long history of corpses, skeletons, believe me. But, each thing is different. But this always because, again, of the cultish practices, which I was a part of. Some of those practices I underwent at Cleo Delta Chi were vestigial remnants from when Cleo was Delta Kappa Epsilon. Now, I don't believe, well, no, maybe. I don't know. That's the thing about these societies. So perhaps even in Trinity, there were, because Delta Kappa Epsilon, that was the main Yale fraternity that had been, Brett Kavanaugh, John Kerry, George Bush, that had been like a conduit for Skull and Bones. So technically, William Francis Moffitt Jr. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm certainly not a recognized member of Cleo anymore. But, they sort of, up until 1991, I believe, after they'd burned down and then the house, and they tried to get money from the Deke National, and then turned out that they'd gone co-ed in 69 when even the hall went co-ed. These ultimately very regressive patriarchal institutions, just to sort of, and again, it was almost a brilliant plan. It wasn't, we're going to be progressive. It's now we can get women into this sex drug cult. Yes, we don't, we'll still do the thing where we filter in the fresh meat, but oh my God, we can have fucking madams and fucking sex slaves, and the hall would have things that they would do, and this I heard, where the dudes would just be chilling in the castle, dressed to the nines and their tuxes. Not like, I'd go out and get a tux, but one of the many tuxes they would just have. These people, the 1% of the 1%, And then the women members, who would still, they wouldn't be called sisters, they wouldn't be called, at least Cleo was siblings. But no, the hall was brothers. Yeah. This girl, Melanie, brother Melanie, step forth. And they would dress as French maids. Again, stereotypical, ooh la 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 la, French maids, and they would clean. They would clean Ogilvy, and they would clean. Okay, that's the kind of practices. Again, didn't just vestigial organs. So I know these vestigial organs. I know these fucking bone shards, these fragments. Okay, that no matter what flesh meat goes on there. Okay, St. Anthony's Hall being named for St. Anthony, again, was just almost like Cleo being named for Cleo, the muse of history, when they're always in a state of perpetual amnesia. So St. Anthony, venerated Portuguese saint, a Franciscan friar, a person who I would probably, if I met in real life, really dig. you know, like St. Jude, because St. Anthony was a patron saint, not just for poverty, for those who were impoverished and suffering, for the lepers, but not a patron saint so much of lost causes like Jude, but he was just a patron saint of lost objects, lost items, just of the lost as a thing. Which is why I saw it at Cleo, how I saw it growing up. If you hang around enough drug addicts, particularly fucking junk users who would forget where their hands were if they weren't attached to them by the carpals, They're always going around. I'm talking, they'll have like little monuments to St. Anthony. They'll be walking around, pacing around, like, St. Anthony, St. Anthony, St. Anthony, help me out, man. I found it. Where's my mirror? Help me out. Where's my mirror? Oh, it's in my hand. Oh, St. Anthony, where's my mirror? Where'd my mirror go? Oh, shit, yeah, I found it. Oh, St. Anthony, help me find my cocaine. Hey, where's my fucking cocaine? Bro, you used it all. Hey, it's a lot. This is a joke, but it comes out so easily because I saw it and I bared witness and I bared guilt to that kind of mentality. So St. Anthony was supposed to be help you find your way, help you find these lost little objects and things that were left behind. But trust me, as I'm going to get into, St. Anthony's Hall were not about that. They were about forgetting. And I can't blame them because the things I'm about to say right now, trust me, I, for a long time, tried to forget them myself, but I waited too long. Just like everyone else there, they weren't even going to wait. They just weren't going to do anything. But I had a responsibility to do things, and I did not. Story of my life, but I have the brilliant chance we're given right now with this modern plague, which is, I believe, is inevitable because we didn't hold things accountable. Not just, oh, it's all about me. No. This is we're all in this together. This rigged fucking game. This hall of mirrors. This hollowed hall of mirrors. Do you see it? Do you see where you're at in this? This wishbone, I got a piece of, when I got corona. When I got corona last year, I was bedridden. And a old high school friend, close friend, shit. One of the many girls that it was a time where I was just in love with, because that's what I am. I'm in love with, Daisy and those eyes. Even if those eyes are just that green eye of Leviathan. But she had lived nearby, and I couldn't leave, and a given day I don't eat that well, so she made me. She took the time to make me. Like chicken noodle soup. And the noodles were separate. She got me these nice fucking crackers to go with it, like stoned wheat crackers. And first I was thinking like, oh, it's probably not even going to be that good. I'm always judging. I wouldn't take the time to make a good soup, but this soup was amazing. And it wasn't just, it was like in general. I was like, the soup was amazing. So I kept this bone. I didn't break it. You know how many wishbones and how what it takes. I'm obsessive compulsive and I believe in superstitions like wishes. You know how much it takes to not break this? It's all connected though. All these fucking bones, all these fragments. We don't want to believe it's part of the same body, but they are. And I'd rather we know where they are and where these connections are now while we're living. Maybe we might have to amputate, but we'll live, than to dissect what the truth is post-mortem, because there may be nobody left around. It might just be dust, dry bones in the wind. Love and peace from the heart